It is really raining. So we've got a few plants that are new arrivals that'll be going in the next project. That's going to be more wildflower, a little bit to add to the garden. So that's my rain gauge on, did we get at least an inch? I'd say so. So we got a lot of plants we're going to put out this morning. We're going to hit a wildflower garden. Then I'm going to show you what we've done in the vegetable garden this year. It is miles ahead of what we did last year. And I got a little bit of help here and a lot more help here. So this is a wildflower garden that we bumped out the border probably about 2 feet on each side. It had kind of a concave edge that just didn't work for the mower, but we've got a lot of cone flowers that we need to put in. 15, 16, 17 cone flowers and a couple black-eyed Susans that are not doing great. But above that, not native to our area, but we've got some big dahlias that we haven't planted yet. And once I get that grass out, they are just about to bloom. And I think that'll look really good with all this color. All of these cone flowers we put in last year really attract the pollinators. We've got some really cool, I don't know if those are teddy bear style cone flowers, but the pine and lots of milkweeds. So there's several iterations of milkweed, but these orange ones, white ones, even yellow almost back there. I've seen one monarch caterpillar on that one, but the monarchs really tend to like these more native milkweeds here. It almost looks like something's there, but every time I see a monarch caterpillar, it's gone the next day. So I don't know if the birds are picking them off or what, but it's fun to come out here and kind of see what's on it every day. Got some real big ones. 3 years ago we only had 2 milkweeds, but this year they are prolific.
We also have good milkweeds that
yeah. We got some milkweeds that we try to mow around, and I almost think that it's a bad idea because it makes them just so obvious. If there's something on there, a bird's gonna see it. But it's kind of hard not to give them a chance. So we're gonna get to work and blast some holes in the ground, and then we'll go check out the vegetable garden. So as we decide where to put plants, we're going to start sticking them in holes. But I think since we got to dig up dahlias, theoretically, never done it, but we're going to put them in the front and then the cone flowers in the back holes. So Gavin has got to work putting these guys in.
Wait, can I put that one as a cone flower?
Yeah, let's do the corners. We don't want to dig up by the pine because it's going to have roots coming out. And I can start grabbing dahlias.
Isn't this a dahlia?
Ripley is just gonna bulldoze these plants. But whatever, it's her house too. So that's actually, we've got a couple black-eyed Susans, and
these are
they're
pretty. Susans.
No, that's
these
a black-eyed. So that's a black-eyed Susan.
I could tell because of the these, I could tell by these spiky things on these, but these don't really have them.
So let's put the black-eyed Susans together maybe. So there's a nice little clump.
So then
pick them up and take them over there. Maybe put them in the deep holes over there.
Okay.
In the middle of the garden. White in there. I think we need one more hole. One of us was not counting. I think it was me.
We only have one more left.
Use the claw side. And if you pull, it's a little bit easier. Here, I think we got an air pocket. So
Oh, yeah, right
over here.
Ooh, I see one right here.
If you really tuck that dirt in,
Yeah, it's gone now.
and then we can kind of step on it even, and you can see
that hole? Please?
if you need to. Why do you gotta step in it?
Get upside down. Oh God. Ooh. Get the tag out. Right.
If you want to use your hand, you can use your hand, but you're gonna get all dirty.
Rather not.
How many? You got any more in you?
I think I could do like 2 more.
Okay.
Oh wow. Easy. I think I did it.
You're all right. Ripley's a good garden dog.
What about me?
You're a good garden boy. Just be careful with the plants, okay? Good one. This is gonna add a lot of color. It's gonna be fun to look at in the next month.
I don't think I have any more in my bag.
Want me to do a few?
Yeah.
Speed planting. And these are the roots that are going to be a problem on some of the dahlias, but my neighbor gave me these as throwaways, and we've been taking pretty good care of them, and finally getting them in.
Yo, you gotta get it. Alright. Good girl. Right there. Oh, looks so pretty.
Look at that. Look at that root ball.
Where?
So we're about to get a deluge of rain, and we were at the nursery and I picked up a few more cone flowers we can stick out there, but I also got some hardy hibiscus, 3 different kinds, actually 2 dark mystery rose mallow, which I like a lot. I've got pretty much all over the place here, but I got a new one. Oh no, Midnight Marvel. So that one's that's a different one, but this one, oh, I thought I got a watermelon, something watermelon. Oh yeah, watermelon ruffles. Kind of a more peachy red there, but watermelon ruffles gets 4.5 foot tall, which I really like the height here. And on the edge of these fingers, I've had what I thought was 4 that didn't make it. I've got 1 on each side of these fingers, and really large 3-year-olds there, but I thought I needed a 4th here, and I was doing some excavating to get some mulch, and I saw this guy coming up. So this guy didn't come up until mid-July. It was buried so deep that really didn't have much of a chance, but it's really sending up shoots now. So I'm gonna let that one go. That means I've got 1 extra, which is never a problem here. So we'll find a spot for that. But I'm just gonna blast some holes in right before the 1.5-inch rain comes, and hopefully they get a good drink. I like to water, or I like to plant with the rain, so that doesn't always work out because the rain skips us half the time, but here we go. This one is dark mystery rose mallow, 5.5 foot tall. And I love this drill because it just makes the ground so easy to plant in. This is clay soil, and over the years I've added so much mulch that the mulch, when you mix it in with that clay, it actually makes it usable. So those look like I planted them really deep, and it's really about ground level, but these beds are so high still, and as they break down, they seem to do all right. Everything's come back. I mean, I lost 3, it looks like, and they're really big, so I think they'll do all right as long as the deer leave them alone. The deer really like these. It's in the rose family, so it's a tasty treat. Also, the Japanese beetles like them. I don't know if they smell like citronella or what, but the Japanese beetles just love these things. Really on the fence whether I should get some beetle traps or just let them go. So I think I'm going to put the extra hibiscus in this bed. It needs cleaned up a bit, and it's going to evolve next year, but I had a black lace elderberry that I tried to transplant. Obviously did not make it, and there's no new shoots coming up, so I think a black lace looked really nice here at the stage it was at, but it's going to get way too big for this bed, or at least that close. So I think a nice 5-foot dark color might look nice against that white fire and ice hydrangeas and the butterfly magnolia. So this year I think this one's going to really take shape, but we'll get some foundation plants in it, get one more hibiscus in right there, and I think that'll add some color. I like the dark foliage against the bright green. So it's alive. I killed it again. I can't tell if that's a shoot, but I think it was. Darn it. So I'll probably stick that somewhere else and see if I can get it. It actually might be in just a little bit far, but that's where the hole was that I've got drip. These mosses have been in water too long. Some of them are starting to die, but some look really well. Look at that moss. That is awesome. It's almost like a umbrella. So some is going to go in a real sandy, rocky soil. We'll see how it does. And some is in more of a mulch base, but anything's better than how I've been treating them.
So now we go off of this. I like it.
They're real wet. but they're still blooming.
This water is
By the front door, babe.
What time do you want to leave?
1, but do you want to eat first? I made you rice. I like how bright it is.
So over here we've got some hens and chicks that Gavin planted a couple years ago, and for the first time I saw they looked a little bit better when they were blooming, but hens and chicks in bloom. Never seen that, so I had to get them. We've got a big anthill living under here, so I've got to plant them fast. But I thought that'd be cool in the garden by the rock edge. So we got 2 of them. So how fast can I dig a hole, not get bit by ants, and plant? Yeah, spider. Yeah, ants everywhere. I think I need a bigger shovel. Doesn't look like they're in here yet. So I'm just going to tuck this in by the rock, by the clematis. Try to clean them off a little bit. And let those flowers kind of fall over. Got a lot of chives too. Well, I kind of destroyed the look of that one until we get a rain, but let's see if I can do better on this one. That's really wet. That's not too great. So this will be a good spot because it's really drained, but I've waterlogged this just dripping. I don't think you want succulents to do that, but hopefully it's a lot better tomorrow after it's had time to drain. So this is about a foot of mulch that everything's sitting in, so it requires water, but I wonder if that'll propagate. Stick that in there. But at least it'll drain a succulent well. That's cool. Oh, and they just pop off. I don't know if that's a good sign, but it might be how they propagate. So I'm going to put this one in right here and see how he does. So if we kill some, at least some might split off into new plants. Not a huge hens and chicks guy, but since Gavin got them, I like them. And when you see the actual flower on a cactus or anything, you're gonna stop and look. But that is cool. That's a great flower. It's just tiny. And here's one that's just opened on the clematis here. Let me get the clematis off. Look at those. Just like a perfect star flower. Tiny little stamens. I don't know how close we can get on that, but that is, you can tell there's pollen on it too. And the ants have gone to war. Well, I finally got the wildflowers planted out, and it is one of my new favorite beds. We've got all of the hydrangeas waking up, the lilies behind me, and a golden retriever bulldozing my new garden bed, but that's all right. We get kind of wildflowery as we walk out here, and this new bed is just amazing. We've got the different cone flowers, echinaceas, and the whites are really catching my eye today, but we've got teddy bears or whatever, these real fluffy ones that don't seem to have pollen. So I don't know how beneficial they are, but the cones on some of these is just amazing. And there's shorties this year, but next year this is a 2-year with lots of pollen getting ready to pop. Once that cone really broadens out, you'll see little yellow flecks of pollen on them. So these are obviously very beneficial, I guess, for the pollinators. And I've got the dahlias in front that don't really make sense here, but the rudbeckias are kind of dried out. I had to bring some water out the second day I planted them because we're not getting the rain that we're forecast to get. And I don't know what the deal is with my weather apps, but every time I plant, I think we're gonna get 2 inches of rain, and it never happens. Over here we've got the milkweeds that I check every single day for the monarch caterpillars. I haven't seen any for a while, but it's fun to check. And I've even got milkweeds that I mow around. I think you'd be a sitting duck if you're a caterpillar on that, because the birds just pick them off, but it's still fun to do. There's another one I mowed around. And another. This one actually got blown over and it's covered in ants, so that's probably a rough spot for a caterpillar, but anyway, I seem to have better luck on one of these by the pond, but I don't see any signs of things being eaten, so maybe they're just not doing well today. Here's one big native milkweed, or just regular milkweed that I call them, but we've got some more interesting milkweeds out here. And this one's actually a white one. You can still see some of the white flowers. And this is another orange one that looks like it's finished flowering, so I don't know. Nice second year echinacea, black-eyed Susans, the Lariatus. Lariatus is a really cool plant. Just that tall spike, and it grows these crazy blooms that just have so much going on. But I like how that turned out. So that's the wildflower garden. On the other side of it, we've got a few more wildflowery type things, some echinaceas that we grew last year, and can't remember what that's called. That's a Jacob's ladder, and some small pines, and some figs that are actually growing figs. I forgot. So we've got figs that I don't really know how to eat, but I like growing the trees, so they'll die down every winter, and then we'll pop up kind of like a hibiscus will around here. But you can see my hydrangeas are just starting to pop. We've got a vanilla strawberry and some other interesting ones there, and the tiger lilies popped this weekend. Kind of don't really fit in with any of the themes that we have, but I was really into lilies one year and didn't realize how prolific they are. My limelights are going to be monsters this year. That's 3 limelights, and it's just a huge hedge. Makes me wonder what the garden beds with 6 clumped together is going to turn into. Here I've got 1 or 2 vanilla strawberries, which are the best panicle hydrangea you can get for your money, I think. And then there's one that is I think it's a phantom. I didn't have a third one at the time when I was planting these, but these vanilla strawberries will be 18-inch panicles, which is just massive, absolutely massive. So that one and that one are going to be huge. And a quick look at my, I think these are more of an Asiatic lily. Super heavy. I think the bindweed's pulling them down, but very interesting stamens on there. They jiggle like nothing's holding them. And you can kind of look and see how barely anything is holding that on. It's just crazy. And they're full of pollen. When Ripley runs through them, she'll have a streak of yellow on her that is very unattractive on a dog, but I know what they're from now, so I stopped giving her a shower every time. They're really bending this year. I don't know if that's something every year, but I'll show you over here where they're more upright. And around on this side we've got more lilies, sea holly, hydrangeas, and a lot of sun there. But the sea holly seems to be one of the pollinators' favorite things in here. It doesn't look like it has any pollen, but they're absolutely covered in flying insects. But like I said, over here past the blue Japanese pine, we've got more upright lilies that will have a lot of scent to them, but this bed they seem to stand up a little bit better. We definitely need to weed that, but there's some red buds, everything clumped together, so either need to transplant some things or start moving things. This pine is just spectacular. It's put on all of these growths, all this growth in 1 year. New pine cones this year. So some of these have probably 15-inch growth. I got 2 of them right here. Dolly hydrangeas are looking well. And over here is a plant that I don't really see too often, but it is Crocosmia lucifer. And you can kind of see what it was, but we planted these 2 years ago here in zone 5B. Now we're 6 maybe, but that is just amazing. I had probably 25-30 of them, and they look like a gladiola, so I'm not really keen on that, but the flowers are just spectacular. And maybe Ripley eats them, that's why we don't have very many this year. But the dolly hydrangeas are doing pretty well. I really like that white spike, and then the actual wood looks white. And I like the look of some open, some not, where there's still balls. And this one tends to stay white a lot longer than anything else. So if you want a white and a blue color palette, I think sea holly and the dolly would be an awesome mix, but which is what I tried to do over here, but I put in some orange, which doesn't quite make sense. And this year we put in a vegetable garden that is probably the second best we've ever done. We've got tomatoes and planters over here, and just a huge massive bed of lavender. We killed so much lavender trying to plant it, and we decided to go with the Charles Dowding no dig garden style, which is this is all about 1.5 feet of dirt, compost, dirt, wood chips, dirt, some sand, until we built it up into a mound. And I do have irrigation in here, which helps. But so this bean is actually a volunteer from last year, and it grows the longest green beans I have ever seen. That's got to have grown like an inch or 2 today, maybe more, I don't know. That's crazy. But they have really neat little blue flowers, and within half a day they turn into that, and then the next few days they'll turn into green beans. But they're long, and they are a cool plant, especially on a shepherd's hook like that. It's kind of a last minute solution to saving these instead of letting them completely cover the lavender, but I like it. And the deer have let us have some sugar snap peas this year, which are starting to bloom. And we got a little bit of rain yesterday and sent up a big spike there. One pepper out of everything has been not probably going to make it, but we've got an edge of chives here that I really like. We'll cut that down and it'll really bush out next year. But all of these peppers we have harvested today, and there's still that many just in this one bed. And the Swiss chard, even though we don't know how to cook it right, is something that I would plant every single year. I tried to pull some of these big pieces out yesterday just to clean it up and get some light to some things. But that is a monster plant. Almost like celery. And we've tried to grow some cabbages for the first time. Our reds or purples are doing really well. And our whites are turning into trees, which I'm not familiar with growing cabbages, but that doesn't look right to me. Look at that. That's like a 3-foot tall cabbage with no cabbage. So obviously I did something wrong there, but we've got the clematis and the succulents that we put in with the flowers that are still flowering. I still can't believe they grow that cool arm of flowers. Flower stalk doesn't look great once it's done, but this is the little border of boxwoods that some of you have asked about. I propagated these back in my old house. So these are probably 6-7 years old now, from little cuttings that size. So they've rooted in and they look great for boxwoods grown by me, because I am very good at killing plants, but I'm really good at killing boxwoods. So in this bed we've got an actual raised bed, and each side has basil on the side, really trying to grow something for cooking. And I don't cook a lot with eggplant, but we have got a lot of eggplant. We've still got some eggplants after they harvested this morning. A lot of ping tongs down there. A nice black beauty down here. Ping tong eggplants are the longer ones. And I don't know how to cook those well either, but my mother-in-law does, and they're delicious in a souffle pancake type thing. And this is a volunteer kale that I really like. Real cool color. Really blotting out the sun though. And in here we've got probably 30 pepper plants. The poblanos, we just pulled a bunch, and this guy looks like a casualty of picking, but everything is just doing great except what's here on the very edge by the coriander or the cilantro, wherever you live. But mostly I am eating serranos with every dinner. Absolutely favorite pepper around here for me. And in all of this we've got some purple basil, which I haven't cooked with yet, but I really thought I'd like the look in the garden. But the serranos are just killing it. We pick these every night, and above all, what people are liking are the shishito peppers, and we have this with every meal that we cook at home, probably 5 nights a week. And you can just see after we picked, there's still this many peppers just in this one little spot. But we've got shishitos everywhere. Shishitos in there, shishitos back there. Just really more than we can cook, but the moss project has been iffy. I let some of these sit while we were on vacation too long in water, and not looking great. I think they might come back for next year, but the creeping thyme really hasn't crept a lot, but it's coming kind of into its own. I think it's rooted in, and each spot we have this, it's gonna have like a purplish flower on it. So in theory, they'll be completely covered in flowers. We've only seen a few this year, but I think they're gonna be really nice next year if everything comes back. So in a nutshell, that is our vegetable garden, which is more than we need as far as peppers and side dishes for our meat or whatever we're eating, but really pleased with how that turned out. And I like the border. I think we'll really build on this for next year and possibly change this into this type of look where it's just a mound of dirt that we're growing our food out of. So yeah, that's a lot of peppers there too. So that is our vegetable garden and wildflower project. I'm going to be adding a lot to the wildflowers. I think in the next week I got the bug for native plants. So for now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. One thing I forgot to mention was our Nico blue hydrangeas. They are not blue, even though I've tried for 2 years now in this specific area, but the blooms are pretty good. Got massive pink blooms because we're alkaline, and I can't seem to put enough acid on them to make them turn blue. I thought they might cover the air conditioners, but I think they're doing all right. They got a really healthy look to them, and the blooms, or the pom-poms, whatever you call that, are just perfect. No bug damage. Nothing seems to really bother them except Ripley, and she can't seem to damage them bad enough to really cause any issue. Take one more spin through here. This has just turned into chaos. The limelights look like they need a little bit of iron and water. What is that, chlorosis or something? There she is. But the American wisteria is blooming yet again. Real small blooms, but I'll take it. What do you think, Rip? You can really tell the vanilla strawberries from other hydrangeas. They got that nice dark, or well, it's not dark red, but it's a red stem. And this one's just gone bonkers this year. This will probably grow up maybe 2 more feet by the time it's blooming next month, or really in bloom. And by far, vanilla strawberry are what you want. And Ripley wants those rabbits over there. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. What are you waiting on, girl? You see some rabbits? You see some rabbits out there? Yeah. Oh, you're a good girl. You are a good girl.